Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Accent Training Podcast, a podcast where I teach you how to express yourself in English just as confidently as you would if you were speaking your first language. My name is Pat. I'm your personal American accent coach, and today we're going to talk about a sound from your first language that you should be using when you speak in English. You probably know this sound. It is familiar to you. E. And here's the good news. This sound is widely used in English. And if you listen to all of today's episode, you're going to know how to find it and how to use it so that you don't pause between your words and you don't get a choppy sound in your speech. In fact, you'll have a much more fluid sound where all of your vowels will be complete. Check this out. When we say E, A, I, Oi, so that ye sound is made when you have your teeth close together and the back of your tongue makes pressure against your top teeth. Ye, ye. A, I, Oi, which are made using two parts, use that ye sound as their second part, where you bring your teeth close together. Listen closely and repeat after me. First, some pure vowel sounds. E, A, O. And now with the E, I, A, Oi. We make the pure vowel part strong. We give it lots of power, lots of clear voice. O. And then we fade off with a ye. A, I, Oi, E. So it's like a little tail on the end of those vowel sounds. You don't typically write it. I mean, sometimes it will be written as a Y, but not always. So I'm not going to tell you that there's one type of spelling in particular that's going to make this obvious for you. But this isn't the Accent Spelling Podcast. This is the Accent Training Podcast. This is where you train your ears to listen for these sounds and you train your muscles to produce the sounds. Repeat some A words after me. Day. Not just day, but day. Sunday. Monday. Tuesday. Not Tuesday, but Tuesday. Getting and ye. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. A. How about I? Sign. Sign. Sign above the line. Sign above the line. Time. I had a great time. Like. I like these. Notice there, I don't just say I like this. I like this. I like this. Not that. I like these. The E fades out. I like these. Take in lots of air with these and get clear vowel sounds. Let's look at that E sound. How about feel? Feel. Not just feel, but Feel. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Meet. Meet me at 3. Between us. Hey, keep this between us. Between us. Don't just keep this between us. Let everyone know. Finally, oi. Oil. Olive oil. Noise. Turn the noise down. Avoid. You can't avoid it. Now, I'm going to tell you a little accent training secret, my friend, because this is going to help you prioritize your training in the best way to maximize your time so that you don't waste your time needlessly. When you're prioritizing those sounds, it goes E. That's the highest priority. You've got to be projecting your voice clearly with that. E, get it nice and clear. Then A, that's the next priority. E, A. Then I. I is very important. It's just less common than A. So E, A, I. And then oi is the least important vowel sound. The least important. I'm going to still make content to teach it to you. I want you to know how to go like oi. There are not that many high priority words that use oi. That's all. There are some good important words that use it. I mean, there is some point to it, right? Point. It's certainly not going to hurt your training. In fact, it's only going to reinforce good habits. But I'm just saying, as far as prioritizing your training goes, don't worry too much about oi if it isn't coming along right away. I would personally give it like a high difficulty in terms of training to get it clearly, and a low priority for how frequently you're actually going to use it. However, E is everywhere. That's a foundational sound for your accent. E, E. Not just E, E. But making sure you have the clear little tail trailing off on the end. E. Now listen closely to these phrases. Repeat them after me. And let's find all of the E sounds that these phrases use. Be polite and clean your space. 4 in that phrase. Let's see what we can buy with $85. 5 in that phrase. Enjoy some red wine with your steak. 3 in that phrase. Say what you said to me the other day. 4 in that phrase. This drive may take a while. Feel free to sleep. 7 in that phrase. Now, of course, I've written all of these phrases to be full of A sounds on purpose. I mean, we don't typically speak so sing-songy. And we also don't speak so slowly most of the time, right? So, I mean, why am I speaking so slowly? What do you think? I'm speaking slowly because this is how accent training is done. We train slowly so that your muscles adapt. And this will prepare you for a real-life conversation. So now that you have all this information, how can you prepare yourself? I mean, I've prepared you as far as I can up till this point. What can you do to prepare yourself? What do you suppose? You could write out some of the words that you use most frequently that have an E sound. Because like I said, that's the highest priority of all of these is E. Highest priority, most common, all across spoken English. And you can start practicing in slow motion how you pronounce those words, getting the clearest E that you can use. Using your full lung capacity when you breathe in and projecting your voice out confidently. E. As you pronounce the word. Then the next thing I would tell you to do is to put those words that you practice into larger contexts that you know you're going to say. So if you're practicing your English for work, for example, and you know that you're going to say, send me these. Send me these. Well, that's a phrase that has 2 E sounds in it. And so you can repeat that phrase to yourself with your mind on the E's about 500 times on your drive to work. Send me these. Send me these. And then by the time you go to say the phrase at work, you know it's going to come out naturally. You're not going to hesitate because you know that your words won't sound like, send me this, send me this, which is not so familiar to American ears. Send me this, send me these, send me these. And then you can do the same thing again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. I mean, if you want to take accent training seriously, then use the highest priority sounds with the highest priority words of your daily life, and you're going to learn the American accent. And then you've got to use them. You've got to use them, because if you don't use them, then you're just wasting your time, right? If you don't use them, then you're just practicing for nothing. And you've listened to this whole episode for nothing, and it's just wasted your time. So use them, or else you're just wasting your time, and I don't want to waste your time. I'm here to train you. And for those of you listening who know me, because we work together one-on-one, you know that I'm here to hold you accountable. Now, if you feel like you need to know more about these Y glides, if you're pumped up and you really want to work on these because you can see the value here and how easy this can be to develop, then I've got good news for you. As we move into the next season of the Accent Training Podcast, we are going to focus on Y glides primarily. I'm going to put out at least another good 12 episodes about Y glides. So make sure that you're following the Accent Training Podcast. And if that sounds like something that you want, then make sure that you give this podcast a 5-star rating on your favorite podcasting app, because I appreciate getting the rating and it helps more people find the best accent training podcast in the world to practice their American accent with. Have a good one, folks. Hey everyone, if you want to use English just as confidently as you use your first language, then check out the free accent training guide that I'm leaving in a YouTube link in the description of this podcast episode. And I'll show you the step-by-step approach that I take all my clients through to learn the American accent without wasting a second of your time.